Hello, welcome once again to our C++ programming course. In today's video, we're going to talk about functions. Now, what are functions? Now, take your every application, every software, for instance. Every software has its own function. All right, so that is the main function of the software. But within that software or application, there are other features or the other functions that also come together to form the main function. So when you pick, let's say, a WhatsApp application, for instance, WhatsApp is the main function, and within the WhatsApp application, there are other functions such as the status, add contacts, add chat, status, video calls, and other things. Those buttons on it actually perform different functions, and that is what we are talking about. So we have in C++, we have the main function, which is our main software that we are developing. But within the main software or application, there are other buttons or other functions that will come together to form the main function. Now, throughout our video, we have concentrated much on the main function, or everything that we have done has been done in the main function. Now there is a time for us to create our own customized functions and tell C++ that this is how we want our function to work. So here, all our functions, that the custom functions, will be created outside the main function, and we will only be able to use them in the main function because the main function is the application that we are building. So we would create our function outside, but we will have to make them in use. So we have to come together to form the function. So how do we actually do that? So we go above the main function, all right? So and below the namespace, okay, this is where in between the main function. So everywhere above the main function, we can create our own function. So how do we create our own function? First, we need to create the return type of the type of function we are creating using the data types. So you can see that in the main function we have an integer, that is an int function attached to the main. So this is the data type, and this is the name of the function, which is the main. And you can see that after the name there are parentheses after that, and then there is a curly brace after which signifies where we are supposed to write the rest of our code. So exactly what we are going to do. All right, so first we have to declare our function, let's say int, and then we'll give the name of our function. We are not going to use main again because main has already been used, so we are not going to use that. So we are going to use a different name for our function. So here we can say the name of our function is greeting. Okay, so I want to create a function that will say hello world, just greet users hello world. So greeting, and then I'll add my my parentheses after that, and then I'll create my curly braces, and that is where I'm going to write my my code. So here I'll say cout hello world. Good. So I'm done creating my function. So this is it. This is all that you need to do to create your own function. But this function cannot work as of now because it is just a separate function from the application. So what we need to do is that we need to now include it in the main application. How do we do it? We use a term called calling the function. So we need to now call the function into the main application. So we would quickly go into the main function and then call our the function that is the main the greeting function. So just say greeting and then add our parentheses, and that is it. So previously we were just going to see out greeting here, but now we are creating a function, and then we are building the pieces together, and that is what makes the thing work very neat. And functions are very important part, so we're just building the pieces together, but we are putting them here in the main function. So this is our own function that is maybe one of the buttons of our app, and this is the main interface of the app. So this one will rather sit on the main function. So let's call it and see how it works. So I'll run my application, and if everything works successfully, I'm supposed to see my, so right here you can see that my hello world is now here. So my function greeting just prints out hello world, and I'm calling it right here. So let's see if I don't call the function. If I don't call the function, it means I've created a function, but I've actually not called it. So I'm not using the function. So you see that it's not working because this is the main app that we are running. So, and this one has nothing to do with them because we did not call it. So it did not actually work. So when we call it, that is when it means that we are making use of that. Good. We can also do multiplication now, as we have been doing mathematical computations, as we have been doing previously. So we can say cout this, and when we call it, it goes expect 7 right here. Okay. All right. So that is how function behaves. Now you may create more functions, as many as possible. So let's say this is a WhatsApp application. This one will be the chat function. Okay, so this one will be a chat function. Let's say send messages to users, and then we create another function for status. So we say int status. Okay, and then int status, you say cout update status for the next 24 hours. So okay, and then we can create more functions. So we can say int video call. Okay, make a video call. Then we can say cout make a video call. Okay, so all of them will now be called here. So we can say status. No, I want to end the line. Okay, and then status, and this line as well, and then we finally make a video call. So we are calling the functions. Good. So that is it. Let's run it. Okay, so I guess there's an error with a terminating character. So we need to find out where these errors are. And from line. Okay, so so here I have to change this one to chat, and then right after this, okay, so there was nothing like good. So I left out the quotation mark, one of them. So just run this and types int, and now reserved. So let's see, there is an error. Oh, okay, so I'm not supposed to put this one right here, just take it above. This is chat, so it has to be here. We don't do that. Okay, so we end in the line right here. Sorry about that. We end in the line right here. Good. So this is, we just calling a function. So when we run it, okay, so you can see send messages to users, update status for 24 hours, make video call. So all the functions have been created within the application. So that is it. Now you can, later on we look at how we will add all these pieces together to create a functional application, and based on our selection we'll be presented with a particular function. Okay, so that is it for functions and how functions work. We're going to talk about functions and their parameters in the next video.